So the first scene, so that's my dog right there. Hi, my name's Aaron. Unfortunately, Tara's not here right now. And guess what topic we're gonna do? We are going to do Game of Thrones. The new season 6, episode 1, premiered tonight at 9 o'clock, and I just watched it and it's so crazy. Before we continue, there are spoilers in here. Click away if you haven't seen it because I do not want to ruin anything for you. Go watch and come back and then tell me what you think. We're gonna go over 8 scenes that I found the most interesting in this episode. So the first scene is when Brienne of Tarth, one of my favorite characters in the whole series, when she comes in to save Theon and Sansa, is one of the coolest scenes. She comes in a white stallion. She's like, oh, I'm ready to fight. You know, she's really cool. You know, she's unstoppable. She's so brave. She's like such a great knight. I love Brienne of Tarth, and you know, like look at how like freaking fearless she is, you know? She's crazy. I also loved when the scene between Sansa and Brienne, when Sansa was like, you know what, I'll honor you. You know, you will stay by my side. You know, I'll provide everything for you. And I loved how sincere and how genuine Brienne is. She's like, there's nothing in her but honor. Honor, bravery, courage, just like all the best admirable traits there can be in a knight. She is the epitome of that knight, you know? She still holds that promise. And then just when she was like, you know, I will serve you forever, and then just that look on her face, just that look on her face. You know, that look of like triumph, that look of victory, that look of, I did it, I am justice. Brienne Tarth is justice herself. She's so cool. And then I also really like the scene because Podrick was fighting, and I found that really, really funny. Podrick learned how to fight from Brienne, and I think he's gonna be a really cool character who's probably gonna end up saving a lot more characters. I think it's really funny how Podrick was trying to fight him. When he did kill him, so you know, good for Podrick. And the next scene is with Cersei, one of my top maybe 3 favorite characters in the entire series. I know a lot of people don't like Cersei because, you know, she's mean and whatever, but I just love I love her maternal strength. I love how she would do anything for her children, and she's so passionate about, you know, the well-being of her family, and I just love that character about her, and I love how devious she can be, and I love how strong she can be. I thought it was so wonderful how happy she looked, and you know, Cersei doesn't always seem so happy, and this is one of the happiest times she could possibly be, you know, when Marcella comes back. You know, like look at her run. Look at her run with her you know, with her dress, and she's so happy to see Marcella, her daughter, and then it's just so heartbreaking. You know, when she sees the look of Jaime and she knows that her daughter is probably dead. Look, she has such depth into her character. She makes her so complex that you can't just hate her. You know, you can't just make her. You can't just say like, oh, she's a terrible person. Her motherhood is such an admirable quality about her, and that's what makes her such a fun character. And then when she says like, you know, maybe if I gave birth to such a pure and honest and pure and innocent child, maybe that wouldn't make her such a monster. But I felt like, and I was just like, oh, Cersei, you are such a great character, such a complex character, Cersei. And I felt really bad for her, you know. But we'll probably see what she's gonna do in the future. And, you know, when Jaime's like, we're gonna take everything. So the next scene is with Nella. She is so scary. I think she's one of the scariest characters in the entire series. Cold and apathetic, and she's just like, confess, you know? She's so scary. I would hate to have her as my warden. I think she would just beat me the entire time. You know, I mean, like, look at how she looms over poor Marjorie. Like, look at her. Look at her face. That's not the face of a warden that you want. And so the next scene is with Marjorie, and she is so sad. Look at how sad she is. I felt so bad when she was cowering in the corner. You know, look at how sad she is. And then I think one of the more admirable quality about Marjorie is, like, the first thing that she asks is, what of my brother? What happens to my brother? What happened to my brother? You know, she's so concerned about her family. And I felt like that's so wonderful of Marjorie. I feel like Marjorie is such a nice lady. Of course, who knows what she's going to do in the future, but I think for now, she's such a wonderful lady. And the fact that she asked about her brother's well-being when she's being, like, you know, beat and, like, being malnourished and stuff is a really cool character trait. And to top it all off, she's so beautiful, you know? Like, she's so beautiful, even in, like, the most tarnished clothing, soiled herself and whatever, and, you know, with her mangy hair, like, she still looks so beautiful. Is one of, like, it's so cool how she's still so beautiful even in that. And so the next scene is in Dorne with the sisters. If you ever see these two women at your door, you know something's gonna go bad. You know you're probably gonna die. You know they're probably gonna kill you. And now I found this scene really, really gross, and now that I'm looking at it again, it's pretty gross. Like, I thought right when she did it, I was like, oh my god, what happened? And then it was so gross, like the way it came out of his face, and ugh. And then here's another one in case you wanted to see it. Ugh. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, it's pretty gross. And then who doesn't love a little bit of Tyrion Lannister? You know what I mean? Tyrion is one of the best and most well-liked characters in all of Game of Thrones, and you know, of course he is, because he's such a likable character. You know, he's full of wit, he's full of charm, he's full of, you know, intelligence, and you know, he's got such social skills, he can save himself from any situation. And then when he was in Marine, he was giving money to that poor woman and her child. I found it really funny when he was like, for your baby, money for your baby. And then he's like, oh wait, I don't know enough Valyrian. And he's like, to eat. And then she was like, what? But if you think about it, it's like, what kind of messed up culture do they have that's like the first thing she thinks about? She's like, a man's giving me money. And she says, for your baby to eat. And she's like, he wants to eat my baby? Like, if you think about it, it's a really, really, really messed up culture. But I found it pretty funny in that scene. And the next scene is with Arya, of course. We have to talk about Arya and her blind state from the many-faced god. The wife, the waif, whatever that blonde girl's name is, or whatever that blonde woman's name is. She's such a bully, but I also feel like she's there to help Arya. But look at how poor Arya looks. Look at how sad she looks. Oh my god. The wife. I'm gonna just call her the wife. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna just call her the wife. The wife is so brutal. Look at what she's doing. She's like poking her in the coochie, you know? She's just jabbing it right in there, and like, you know, she could just be like teaching her a lesson, but to jab it right in the coochie, you know what I mean? That's painful. Like, look at how poor Arya looks, you know? Look at how sad she looks. She's like, what's happening? I'm blind and you're beating me up. But you know what? I think it's a good sign, because that means they haven't given up on her. That means they haven't forgotten about her, and that means, you know, they're probably still gonna come back. They're probably still gonna do something with her, and it's a good sign. It's a terrible punishment of being beaten right in the coochie, but I think it's a good thing. Arya's getting some kind of training, and you know that she's gonna come back, so I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen. And the next and final scene that we all cannot ignore is with Melisandre, as also known as the Red Woman. And what I'm about to show you next is going to shock you very, very much. Which is crazy. I never thought that she was actually this old, which I think it's supposed to be like that, where no one can guess how old she is and stuff. And by magic, she's that young looking. And then she looks like this. What? Is that insane or what? That's crazy to me. I was like, what? What the heck? What? Like, what? I never knew that this was even gonna happen. Like, I was both very weirded and very saddened. Because that's what Melisandre looks like underneath. Look how sad she looks. And then look how sad she even looks when she goes back into her bed. She's like, oh my gosh, that's so sad. I found it comical and a little bit disturbing and quite weird. And I found it really sad that Melisandre had to go through this. And so that was the 8 scenes that I found the most interesting in the Game of Thrones in season 6 and episode 1. And I cannot wait for every Sunday, every time at 9 o'clock to go on and watch Game of Thrones and have such a good time, because I love this series. Like, I felt like this episode went by so quickly. Give me a comment down below telling me who your favorite character is or what your favorite scene in this series is, because I think one of my favorite scenes was when Brienne came on horseback in that white stallion saving the day, and she was so cool. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. 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 Bye.